going on? This is set to automatically go out there. I'm not going to tag and fish for people to look or listen at the show. You either find it or you don't. Not doing any legwork or stuff like that. We got more important stuff to focus on right now. Let's put what's important in front of us and get moving right now at this point, at this time. So I'm going to pull up two charts. All right, so what do you do? Open Pro Real Time. So, sorry for the long silence. Was waiting for the software to load. Should already had that loaded up, to be honest with you. I think we're initializing the platform right now. I don't know if I'm running from the computer or the server. It looks like everything's synced up really well. So that's a trick, is to stay with the same size monitor if you're going to open up multiple locations. Same size monitor. We're going to look at Pro Real Time here just real shortly, shall we? Got a bunch of shit going on here. I'm going to explain what I put up here and why there's such a mess of lines in Pro Real Time. We're just building a good template. We're getting a feel for Pro Real Time. We already know our Thinkorswim, but I want it to be over here in Pro Real Time. And I want to get more information, easier information on the software as well. So I think I've got the other platform pulled up also. Let's go ahead and get into this while we're talking here. All right, I believe we are now started. Okay, thanks for joining tonight. Screencast is getting ready to get going here shortly. We'll just leave the little indentation on the left side. It's not going to hurt anything. Got Thinkorswim opening up first. We're going to look at a little bit stuff from the day, and then we're going to go straight into Pro Real Time and just to do some more explorations on Pro Real Time. So this will be a special post-Fed day move. All right, so post-Fed day, let's go ahead and get recording, shall we? Check, check, check. So what I'm going to start doing with these videos, I believe I may post a link on Twitter. We're going to start putting these on the YouTube and just have a little different. That's just for videos only. Boom, videos only, screen share, videos only, right? Videos only, screen share, videos only. Maybe the podcast, I don't know if the podcast goes there, and then we'll keep the audio stuff separate, and maybe we'll intertwine, have some stuff exclusive to one way or the other. But I want to get started. We've got a few things to cover from today. You're going to notice what time? It's actually January 31st, 8:25 p.m., 32 degrees by the also. And before we get further into this, we're going to go ahead and get moving and see what is going to happen here. All right, so you got 38.20 is the level been looking at here recently. 38.20. 38.94. Back down, basing again. Take a look, get your brain on it. We're going to then start over with SPY. We're going to throw up SPY on this side. We don't need to look at Tesla. We're just looking at SPY and yes, anything else is not going to be covered here tonight. This is their meat and potatoes. It's Monday, it's Tuesday, it's Wednesday, Thursday. This is it. Maybe we'll throw in little earnings or something here or there. Try to keep that towards the relegated of the weekend. Let's start looking at what happened. Why did we miss it? What happened today? If you didn't have time for the move, you weren't ready for the move, you were working, you're doing something else, but you want to still stay updated on the market, what's happening, what the beat is, what kind of sharp sense ghost candles and these types of things are going to come into play. Then let's get our butts moving in case anything was not motivating enough today in the markets. Fed, stay away. That's fine. Perfect strategy. Staying away is perfect. No problem. Many people do not trade Fed days. Don't be ashamed if you don't trade the Fed day or the day after the Fed day or a big earnings day. No worries. There's some big moves in there, and if stomach's not ready for the volatility. So if your stomach's not ready for the volatility, so you're up here at 40.33, all right? We're going to drop that down to 3,900. 3,900 to 40.33. So 40.35 is where we sold, right? From last week. This is go back in time just a little bit. Let's review this. We're on a 1 hourly. Let's go ahead and get out to a daily just for a moment, shall we? And you're seeing some stuff here on the daily when you dive into this. First and foremost, yes, on the daily today was not a big move, but it first had the drop, the push, and let's take a look here. Actually, that's just the daily starting to form. So keep a look on that candle. That's the new daily candle they're working on right now, live as we speak. We had that area 39.35 came back up here. You got 40.35 to 40.10. 1, 2, 3 bounce test. Came back in, lured a lot of bears when it's like a 60 something area. It's not a normal level, so mark that if you want. Maybe if you want to do something like, say if you just want to draw something like this, and let's just say you want to change a color. So you want to change a color to like whatever. Say it's that color. Or say you want them all to be a certain hue of whatever. I mean, you can go in here and pick some stuff if you want. So let's say we'll just put it the blue line, right? That's going to be an oddball price level. So roughly 39.60, 685, close enough. Doesn't have to be to the exact cent. Well, that's going to be your oddball level that came into play today. Now, when we come out to a monthly, let's see if that oddball level shows anything. And you can actually see it really it does. I mean, if it was down just like, it's about right there, right? 62, that was 66 monthly. That's a compression range right here. So we're going to mark this on our chart with a horizontal line. I don't normally use these, but in this case, we need it. Horizontal line. Horizontal line. All right. All right. Horizontal line. So that's going to be our horizontal line. We're going to do a other axis here. All right, so that one axis is to there. So would that be a fair representation? I think I'm going to have to move that over. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, let's get back on the chart here. Let's see what happens if we draw another line from here to here. So what is that? Oh, shit. Let's extend that line. Well, that's going to go all the way to the right. That's fine. Let's go ahead and extend this one all the way right too. Extend to the left. We got the drawing in. That's good enough. When we come out of here, so we got some kind of triangle bullshit. Let me actually put this into the chart. I'm not so familiar with that deal right there. So we had this area. This keeps going to infinity. Where does it meet? I don't know where it meets on the left side, but over here it's telling me it's somewhere around 2,500. Or am I just imagining things? Oh, does it never end? The price for the ES based on that new line I got on is infinity to the downside. So just be warned. That secret indicator. I don't know what the heck that is. I was just making a note around those two candles. They sort of had their own little pattern. So I'm just trying to, throw a little shade on that. Keep an eye on this area and why that it may have got that level. Let's get back out to the weekly again before we get too excited. And I'm quite excited. 3,600 here. 37.50, 38, 38.50. Bam, bam. Up here, 40.80. What are you seeing? Return to 3,800. Back around, hitting this level. There's not any real strong candle presence yet. And you're going to see right now as well. It's there. It's right on the cusp of this 40.80. So now you can see that where it came up with that level. We have to go back out, I believe, to the daily to get that other one where it bounced from. But you did have 40.10. That was your recent drop. So at 40.35, you came down to 39.60ish. Oh, there it is. There's the level. That's a blue level. That's why I put it there. So it came down to that magic level, which was hanging out from the monthly, the triangle we just drew. Came up here, getting support at this level, trying to pull into the 40.80 and exceed that and start putting some first candle bodies up here into this level over 4,200. So if you're on Spreaker, you just follow along, pull out your charts. I'm looking actually all the way up here to 42.35. Could be an area of target. What's concerning right now is this candle, 40.80. You get about 2 days, so into about maybe Thursday. And you got to start seeing, if you're going to get down to it, you're going to start seeing some candle body below this area here and hold overnight. And then may just pull back to 40.35 again. That's the first area. Still have that several hundred point drop in mind. They did, in fact, buy this up when it dropped recently. It was 41. Well, here you go. Came back in. Actually, the 40.35. Okay, so, and that's on a week. So you're starting to now see the importance when you drill in here just a little closer. Again, on the weekly, we're going to pull out 2 time frames, and we're out of here on this. Then we're going to pull up Pro Real Time and run through that just for a few minutes without further ado. You got 40.80 here. Area of contention, candle wicks holding. Or are they going to hold 40.35? That's where you want to see a base. And if it bases there and supports, you're going to see a strong candle body still holding that area. And then the next wave is up, up, up here. So otherwise, we start putting the candle in through here. Let's say it's undecided, didn't get support, comes in, swish, comes through that overnight on the weekend. That's a scenario that can play out. They can close a candle body under here, like even at 39.80. Then we're going to get that full 300 points. When you put 300 points, that's a projections based on what you see on the charts. Today's action definitely factored into that. This level still holding to hold that initial plan and idea into place right now. So that's something to keep in mind when you're looking through here and you're wondering what's going on in these charts. You're not quite confident. You got that playing here. Now pull it out just a little further. You'll see 40.80. So now it's just holding in slightly below that. If you were doing shorts, you'd want to go in. And you could go in from there to there even if you wanted to. Just put your stop up here maybe. Once that's too far, then you can just go in like in this area and put a stop at 82 maybe. Maybe 81 if you just want to put a trail on it, just see if you can get a few dollars out, you know? Just maybe sit there and see if it goes. Maybe you just move it to break even and just let it set. Gets hit, it gets hit. Don't it don't. And then you could ratchet that up if you want to, just theory. I mean, you come into something like this, for instance, and you want to sell the market. Got your full-size futures contract up. You know what I'm saying? I'm good right here. Send. Now you're in the trade. Now let's say you wanted to do this in theory. Now you're going to put a single up here, but do you want to do a stop? So you're going to put a stop in. What's this order going to be? What's that order going to be? So you can right-click on this. Now normally you can place an order if you want to be right here. So let's say I wanted to come down to here. I wanted to go 81. You're on the dome. 81. That's going to be sell one limit. So I just sold it. So you don't want to sell one limit. You'd want to buy it limit. So if you're on, just keep this in mind, by the way. If you're on this side, the sell side, and you go to place a order to get out, so a stop, you're going to want to come over to the other side. You sold it from here, you got to come over here, and then you're going to go in for it. You're going to buy one at 40.81. See? So now you got your stop in place. You got 40.81. Let's say you want to be rather conservative. We just sold one. You're break even right now. You're at 40.78 half. It's on 48.7 half. Let's say you just absolutely can't stand it. Then you could just come over here and put your auto send on if you want, and it's going to automatically send that in for you. So we're going to let that sit. Let's just say that's it. So if it gets hit, next video I'll say, hey, here we are. Here's the order. Got hit. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just post it on audio. You never know. Maybe I'll just post it on whatever the case. You never know. So put this order in here. Maybe say, hey, I just want to ratchet it up like one tick more. Well, you can do that. Your order should be over here as well. Now, if it's not, let's see the orders. You'd come up here to this panel. You'd customize. You would say, actually, that's just some of the information. What you would do is come up to here. I'm sorry. It's right here. Customize. And then buy orders. Add item. Sell orders. So if you want your buy orders and your sell orders in here, you may want to do this. Then you got your buy orders, your sell orders. You're going to have to remod this out, so you may have to come out here and stretch in a minute or something. There's your buy size. So if you don't care about the size, let's say I don't really care about the size of orders. It really doesn't matter on futures, to be honest with you. It doesn't matter. So let's say you want to do bid side, ask side. Let's say you want to get rid of that. Bid side, ask side. All you want to see is your shit. You don't care about what else is going on there. Right? But you just only here now, you only got buy order, sell order. So you're still going to have to come back in here and say customize orders, sell orders. You got buy orders, sell orders, ask size, bid size. All right. So if you want it over here, you can do this. See that? You can have your buy orders over here like that. You want to get this a little closer. You can put your pricing right there. I mean, you can move these right here if you want. If you want to see what that is. If you want to just get a glance of the orders, for instance. You don't have to have this shit here. If you want to get rid of that, you could. Most people keep them up there, so why not? I don't want to scare anybody. Profit and loss open. If that's your most important thing, keep it over there if you want. You're going to see your buy orders and your sell orders. You're going to see I have one in here right now. If you don't really care what this is because you're watching the chart, now you could compress that. You're like, I don't really give a shit what it is. If you really want to know what it is, then you can pull that out if you're looking at it. Whatever the case. You're going to have your buy orders, your sell orders here. You could always compress a little bit of the room over like this. See that? If you want to set up, you want this setup I got here. This is simple two-thing one. Can't tell you if I'm going to send you all these stuff that's on the chart. But I'll send you the simple layout. Let me know. I'll send it out there. There's your stop order. See, you may want to see it like that. And so you got one stop order in there. And if you want to change it, let's say if we want to change it by a tick, then come over here. You pull it by a tick. Let's say you think this is the big fish. You want to go in with the second quantity. Go for it if that's what you want to do. You want to leave one growing. That's fine as well. Let's say you want to turn this into a trailing stop. Can we do that? Well, not from here. So let's say if I click here, I can do cancel replace. It won't let me do it from there, I don't think. Cancel replace. Now you can come into here and you're going to see market stop. Now I can turn into trailing stop. And I'm trailing by 250. Is that right? Future buy stop 250 trail. So now I turned it into a trailing stop. Now when we get into, sorry for that, we're going to build a few brackets, right? You can do this on any platform, but we're going to build a few brackets. And we're going to have the buy order, stop order. You can see the trail stop actually working right there. So that wasn't bad. I got in. Now, if I want to adjust it, I don't know if I can actually adjust it. We're going to do one just on stops and trailing stops on Thinkorswim. And then we're going to do the same thing. So see, you're up there. Let's say if it's a full-size contract, you're up like 112.50 right in that trade, right? So we'll watch it for like 5 more minutes or something. See if get a little candle decent or if it just stops it out for like break even. But you can do this. Take your hands off the keyboard. You're fine with your bet. Let it work. It gets hit. It gets hit. That's how you got to do it. It's an automated now. Now you sit back and you watch. Right? My hand's off the damn thing. Let's see if it ratchets up a little more. Think we'll get ratchet in here off that 40.80. That's a level we're trying to reject. Everybody's trying this right now. Everybody who's anybody is trying to short the futures at 40.80 at this moment. Now let's say you want to put your hand back on the keyboard. Okay, well, you can do that if you want. If it gets stopped out, it gets stopped out. We got to play it like this every single time. Every single time. Don't worry if it doesn't work. You can practice it, but you can't get your account back if it goes to zero. All right, so a little cool tonight. Let's go ahead and get on with it. So we're going to come out of weekly. We're going to go daily. Daily, you're like, what? You're a little too close. Yeah, I was further out, so it is pretty close. It's pretty damn close. We're at what to stop at right now. 78. Yeah, of course. But what do you want to do? You want to almost break even and get a big one, or do you want to just let it go off there and average in and add 2 or 3 more? You know, how many are you going to add here? It's just up to you. But you're seeing it's getting close. It's getting ready to stop out. Maybe we stop out on this. We don't care. It's okay if we do. But you got to do it like this every damn time. And now you're dropping out into 15. You're like, whoa, that's a very tight stop. Yes, it is. All they're trying to do is get one of these candles like this. Drop candle. And it's been doing it on the way down. It may not do it here. It may push back. But it's got pretty good odds it could happen. And then maybe that drop candle could come all the way back in here this time. Maybe down to 61. right? If this freaking happens in the next minute or so, I'll stay on here. If not, you're just going to have to take my word for whatever I post. I'll post the trades on there too, man. It's just for fun, just for shits and giggles, practicing this nighttime session. All right. So anyway, market's at 4077 or at 4077 right now. The area we're trying to get the resistance out of is a 4080. He had a few other drop candles on its way down, sliding throughout the session today. Average range of those previous candles, based on that assumption, we got at 490, so about 7 points. 85 to 81, 4 points, and 86 to 78, so about 6 or 7 points. This could be the bigger of the one to encapsulate some of this previous area. Let's get rid of this crap here. So this could be the one to encapsulate that previous area. See this, 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 this. So you'd want to target like 72. I mean, if that's what you're thinking, and we may get stopped out here in just a second. We turn it to a trail stop because a hard stop just isn't going to work. I gotta move here in a minute. Don't have time to stay on here all night, but we will get back on here maybe later this evening, and we'll do a upload as well. We'll start doing it on live stream. I'm not sure really how to do that, for which utility or system I'd want to use to do that. Let me check this one more moment here. All right, so I am in fact back here, and we're about to get stopped out. We just got a few ticks in. Let's let it stop. Take your hands off. Take your hands off, sir. I know you're up 100 something. You're up 50 now. You're locked in $12.50 to cover commission. Is that not good enough for you right now? You want to make $1 billion. You want to go all in short. This is your trade, though. This is it. We getting the 1250? Or are we going for the 200? I want 200. We're on the 1250 side, though. 1250, 1250, 1250. I'm over here at 3750. Right now, you could take off for $1 or something. A couple more dollars. You're down to 37. Oh, you're stopped out. So it didn't work. So you didn't get that candle. You still made $12.50 per contract. You still had fun. You practiced it. You were basing it on these several candles before, off of the level that needs to reject on the monthly. You had odds. All the signs were in your favor. The timing wasn't quite right on this yet. So you're stopped out. We're going to come back with this later. Appreciate joining me. We're going to do another trade tonight. We're going to record it and be like, hey. All we're doing is testing out this platform. I'm always testing platforms out. Want to see how it fared. If you like this setup, let me know. I'll send you a copy of this 2-screen setup. I'm out of here. Have a great night. Appreciate it. I appreciate you joining me there on Spreaker as well. Have a great night.